Hey everyone, so if you watched my last tutorial you saw me put all this on my face. I don't usually look like this. Not far off, but I don't usually look like this. So I decided I wanted to keep going with the look and do what I talked about with building up the eye sockets and stuff. So for this you might not have these things in your regular makeup bag, but cotton buds, pretty easy to get a hold of. And this is spirit gum. And a little goes a long way, so I actually ordered this online. This is actually a big bottle, but you normally get these around Halloween. Little teeny tiny bottles come with like a little brush. You've probably seen them in Halloween stores if you like to hang out at Halloween stores like I do. So a little goes a long way. And then, you know, the bottles, you might have them for years and then they kind of gunk up and they're not good anymore. And luckily this one's still pretty liquid. You can see bubbles in it, so that's good. It's also one of the stickiest substances known to man, so I might not be able to get the lid open. Oh, yay. I thought we were going to have to resort to teeth. So, I'm going to leave that open so I can have easy access to it. Cotton balls, just kind of tear it and then twist these little parts, kind of something like that, and then using the handy dandy brush that came in the lid of the spirit gum, you can kind of dot around the eye socket. I really should probably use tweezers or something because this is going to get so sticky. But start sticking the cotton down onto the spirit gum. And repeat. Quite stingy, so be careful how close you get to your eyes. Definitely don't go in your eyes. Oh, so sticky. I do have some wet wipes here. They seem to have dried up along with the spirit gum, so we shall just have to suffer. Again, like I said in my last video, I don't know what I'm doing. I make this up as I go along. Oh, it stings. Yeah, be careful around your eye sockets. It's just, you know, obviously it's very chemically. And you might want to do a patch test if you're sensitive to this kind of stuff. I'm not particularly skin sensitive to anything, which is great considering my taste in cheap makeup and sticking random stuff to my face. So yeah, so kind of follow the exaggerated eye sockets. Might not need to go too far up here and around your eyebrow, because they kind of naturally stick out. But you get the general idea. It will look better, I promise. So obviously for this more exaggerated look, you're probably going to need a little more time to get ready, but still it is definitely one of the easiest, in my opinion, looks I've ever done. Through a zombie party years ago, I remember people saying how, you know, like, I don't have a zombie costume, and it's like, yeah, but if you think of the zombie apocalypse, you can be absolutely anything. So if you have a regular Halloween costume, which I'm sure most of us do by this point, if you're like me, you have 40. So, you know, people came in cheerleaders' outfits that they zombified, Disney princesses that they zombified. We had a zombie Jesus, which was pretty hilarious, particularly because it's Easter today as I do this. Zombie footballers, zombie bishop. It was a lot of fun. I actually went as a zombie killer, zombie hunter. People always think I love zombies. I watch a lot of those kind of movies and shows and stuff. No, zombies scare the crap out of me. Anything that moves when it shouldn't move scares me. So I don't like ventriloquist dummies. I don't like the damn Energizer bunny or the Duracell bunny, depending on where you live. And zombies, definitely. Particularly fast zombies, depending on whatever film you're watching. Thank you, 28 Days Later for that nightmare. This is very sticky. But anyway, so I decided to go slightly classy to that party because I had recently read Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, so I used some of my older, fancier Regency-style costume clothes and went as Elizabeth Bennet from Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, and Pride and Prejudice, obviously. And so I did Elizabeth Bennet, zombie hunter or zombie slayer. So I was in, you know, my fancy Regency outfit, and then a couple of scars and bloodstains and massive knives and stuff like that. So that was fun. This was a long time ago, so I gotta say my Regency costume was definitely not period correct, but it was still fun. This one's not working. I just want to build up the outer edge of this slightly because the other side is so exaggerated. Like I said, everything gets very sticky. I'm never going to be able to get this stuff off. That's the other thing. If you are using this stuff, you just soak it off. I don't even know where that went. It fell on the floor. You can soak it off with makeup remover, soap and water. Just be gentle as you scrub and hopefully don't have reactions. Okay, I think that's good. Nice random eye socket effect. Put the lid back on this before I get high on these fumes. So, from this look, sticky fingers, then you just basically use the same makeup you already used. So if you were going to do this from the get-go, you probably want to start with this and then build up the color around it. That would be the sensible way to go about things. Obviously, I did not do that. So we're going to work around it. So start with the red and start on whichever side is driest. Obviously, you can take your time letting it all dry. And just pack that color over the top of the cotton. Pretty absorbent, as it's supposed to be. So if you do have liquid eyeshadows or anything, you could use lipstick. In the right colors, you could use that too. I'm just using what I have right here to try and make a point. Obviously you can see this side looks better than this side already, kind of looks raw. And you could use this same effect for any other costume. Kind of raised scars and that kind of stuff. I've definitely used it for other nights out. There was another zombie-ish makeup night out years ago. Group of us went out, and it was we were trying to figure out a theme costume for all of us to wear. There's 4 of us, and we all liked The Walking Dead show, and we also all really liked Deadwood. So I actually came up with the idea to combine the two. So we did The Walking Deadwood and did Wild West style clothes, but zombies and zombie hunters. So I already had a Wild West style saloon girl or madam outfit. So I wore that again, but did a big scar across my face using this technique, and went as like a zombie hunter, a zombie slayer, because I don't like being an actual zombie usually. I had my dear friend went as Calamity Jane, zombie hunter, and then the 2 guys that were with us went as like a zombie cowboy and a zombie bartender, you know, just using costumes that they had, or, you know, things that they had thrifted. And we actually looked pretty awesome. See if I can, again, I don't know how to do all this. See if I can find a photo to add into the mix, so you'll see what I'm talking about. But it was good fun. So I just used the red eyeshadow over the cotton. You can see it's pretty, kind of looks pretty gory. So the flesh is being eaten away, and generally the darker this all looks, the more realistic. So start with the red, where it kind of looks like raw flesh, and you can go out obviously from the cotton, make it look a little more realistic-ish. Kind of blend into the other colors you got going on there, inside and outside. I'm liking how this is turning out. And we're only 30 minutes into the second video. I'm going to use the dark colors again. Again, that dark kind of navy color. So this is good for kind of adding depth, shadows basically. And you can work with the shape of the cotton, the shape of your face, anywhere where you kind of see, that bit needs to be stuck down again. Everywhere where you see kind of where there would be a natural shadow, just accentuate it and make it look that much deeper. So this is random Sunday night for me, just deciding to put makeup on for the hell of it. And I thought it would be a easy, quick tutorial, and then got carried away, so forgive me, bear with me. So I'm kind of blending the dark color into the eyebrow makeup that I already had. And my eyebrow makeup is basically just mascara over my eyebrows. I have very thin eyebrows, very thin hair in general. And then I dye my hair so dark, my eyebrows are very kind of non-existent if I don't do something to them, but I definitely don't go all out like some people do. I know that big eyebrows are in, and that's awesome. But I've had people say to me like, oh, why do you pluck your eyebrows? Big eyebrows are in. I don't pluck my eyebrows. Haven't plucked them since the early 90s. Well, when everybody was doing it. All the cool kids were doing it. But I don't have much eyebrows. So what you see, well, what you see is not even what you get. What you see is thickened with 4 layers of mascara. So you can see with just these 2 colors, the red and then this navy, the depth that you can create around the cotton on your face. I'm kind of letting that out there into the rest of my skin. The first video was obviously very rushed. This one is too, really. If I was doing this, if I was really going to a Halloween party and wearing this makeup or something, I would start very early in the day and work on it, and often it would go wrong and I'd have to take it all off and start over, which is why I start early. But I also like to practice, so I'm an overthinker in pretty much all aspects of my life. So if I know what I'm going to be for Halloween, which, if you know me, I generally know what I'm going to be for next Halloween at Halloween this year. So I've been planning Halloween for at least a year, depending on when the party was or whenever I saw my friends. We got to discuss it. So I buy things as soon as Halloween's over and they have, 75% off clearance in all the stores. I go out and start getting the basics for my costume for next year. And depending what I'm going to be, I tend to thrift as many items as possible and buy where I have to. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of use the dark shadow to just create more shading around the rest of my face again, kind of following bones, making it look more emaciated, shaded around your actual skull. What was I saying? See? Tangents. Oh yeah, but planning ahead for Halloween. So I have several ideas for this coming Halloween. Hopefully by that point we're allowed to have parties and gatherings again. I did post a meme the other day that was like, stay indoors, save Halloween, and not trying to sound like I'm dismissing everything that's going on. It's extremely serious. I have family members and dear friends that work on the front lines, and thank you to all of you for putting your lives out there to look after other people. You do it on a regular basis, but thank you, especially now. And anyway, so to carry on with makeup, so again using the dark, just the blue eyeshadow, so like jaw lines. You want to kind of put some shading in cheekbone sockets. Start to look a little more emaciated. This is something I really struggle with. I have a big fat head. So contouring would be my friend if I could figure out how to do it. I'm just making it up as I go along. I don't know how many times I have to say that, but that's the truth. generally when you go out to parties for Halloween or whatever other occasion you might want to dress up as a zombie, it tends to be dark, so the lighting is going to work in your favor. Definitely liking how this came together. Not bad for a thrown together, totally not planned. I definitely didn't plan this a year ago, which is how I usually do it. If you follow my social media pages, you saw last year for Halloween I did Winnie Sanderson from Hocus Pocus, which was awesome. I really enjoyed doing that. My last name is Sanderson, so I got to pick which sister I wanted to be, and of course I wanted to be Winnie. So the costume was mostly bought. The wig I bought, the dress I bought. I had stripy purple and black tights. I had kind of witchy boots, so that was fine, but it was a very easy costume to put together. And the makeup was the hard part. And I had, I think, 2 trials beforehand. Practice. The hardest part was getting rid of my eyebrows, which was funny because like I said, I don't have thick eyebrows, but to try and sort of glue them up and get rid of them was one of the hardest things I've had to do makeup wise, and it just seemed like the more effort I put into hiding them, the more prominent they became, which was ironic. But again, I'll see if I can add a picture screenshot kind of thing into the video. So yeah, so that's the eye sockets looking nice and kind of gory and bloody, and the kind of makeup that my mom would see and go, ah, Sinead. She's going to see this video and hate me for saying that. Blending is key in, so they tell me, whatever makeup look you're doing. If you need to add more gum, you can. Just be careful because the wetness of the gum is going to lift off some of the powder. So if you can get away with not adding too much gum after you've already started adding the powder, that's probably a good thing. So, pretty nasty look. I like it. And I'm going to darken up my lips because I rubbed most of that off from drinking. If anyone knows of a way, surefire guaranteed way to make lipstick or whatever makeup you're wearing last longer, please let me know. People tell me all the kind of tips and tricks that they do on a regular basis. And I know people that, you know, put lipstick on in the morning and it's still intact 12 hours later. I'm not that person. I put lipstick on and then somehow manage to ruin it, wipe it off, get it all over my teeth. It seems to stay on my teeth. I do all that, and it's like I'm lucky if it lasts 30 minutes. So I don't know. I have a problem with lipstick. This is the kind of look, obviously, it doesn't really matter so much whether it's there or not. But kind of want it to last at least as, you know, at least as long as it takes to get a few photos taken, and then, you know, it can rub off and that's fine. And looking filthy is also fine. All right. So that is my, oh my goodness, 24-minute, extremely long second makeup tutorial. I will do my best to edit it and cut it so that it is not quite as boring. But that's my somewhat easy-ish zombie look for Halloween or whatever you want to use it for. So.